Let's start with Surplus Forex weekly forecast for the week June 8 to June 12. As usual, we start with the USD index, and before that we always have a summary of the previous week. Let me run through the summary for the previous week for June 1st to June 5th. It's been a phenomenal week overall, and we made quite a good lot of pips on during this week. So we had about 706 pips. We met both our targets on almost all the pairs and except USD Swiss franc, and we made about 706 pips in total. Plus on a gold we made 834 pips. In total we made 1540 pips last week alone. So it's been a fantastic week. So overall we did go through loss initially on USD CHF, USD Swiss franc. We recovered that. We had loss in gold about 1260 pip, and that we recovered with the 2094 pips, 2094 pips overall, making 834 pip profit on gold. So this had been a fantastic week. Other than that, I tried following the trends for each pair. I grabbed a lot. My favorite was Aussie USD, made 120 pips over the top of what we highlighted here, and in total for all the pairs I made close to 579 pips over what we marked here. So as far as what I marked here for you guys, we did make quite a good lot of pips on this one. So let's start with this week, and as far as the gains and losses on each pair, I'll go through as we'll talk about the pair. For now, let's start with the USD index, and let's start with the upcoming week. For USD index, we know that we had an NFP last week. It's as far as that was just the past Friday, so we didn't do either way. NFP didn't do much. There was US economy is gaining the jobs, and that was a positive news. Unemployment rate falling from 14.7 to 13.3, that was another positive news. And the share of people in the workforce increasing from 60.2 to 60.8%, that was big news. Other than that, the negative news was that the average hourly earnings falling down to 6.7% from 8%. So all in all, it didn't affect much. Yes, it did affect for gold to shoot up, that's one, and USD Swiss franc shot up. That's all. That's for USD index. Other than that, we had pretty beautiful run for GBP and as well as Euro for the last week. So we made, that's what helped us in making good pips. So let's talk about the upcoming week, June 8, June 12. USD index, as of now we see that it's down, and it's below the EMEA and it's below the downtrend line, but still I expect it to rise from here. It's been a continuous fall. The reason behind why I see that it should start rising from here, that if you look at the this March 11th dip and start rising from here, when it touched close to 103, so it's at on a Fibonacci level, it's at 786. So that's a good resistance point for it to, if it doesn't break below this, I expect it to start rising from here. So let's see on a 4-hour chart how I put it. On a 4-hour chart, presently it's sitting close to 96.95. If it breaks this support at 97.23, makes a good test here, then we'll have first target at 97.56, second target at 97.87 on the reverse side if it continues to fall. And it breaks 96.40 level, then and makes a good test at 96.33. that will be a good entry point, with the first target at 95.84 and second target at 95.36. All in all, my bias on USD index will be bullish for the coming week, and I expect it to rise from here. Make sure that it crosses the uptrend line, and when you make an entry at 97.23. So the next one is Euro USD. On a Euro USD, past week we had a pretty good run. We met both targets, grabbed 78 pips, and in addition I grabbed 65 pips for its run towards upwards, and all in all 143 pips on a Euro USD last week. So let's see for this week, as we see that it's been rising continuously previous week and currently sitting at 112.91, and presently it's above the EMA, and certainly it's above the uptrend line, but as I am on bullish on USD dollars, so I expect it to fall from here. It might touch 1365 and then come back from there, falling down. So let's see on a 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour chart, how I have put it is if it breaks this 112.56, the old resistance, old support come resistance, and and it makes a good test at 112.44, and that will be the good entry point, keeping first target 111.96 and second target at 111.58. On the reverse side, if it keeps falling, goes above 113.66, breaks this, makes a good test at 113.80, and then that will be the good entry point for us, keeping first target 114.46, second target at 115. All in all, I see that USD should be falling, should be rising, so Euro should be falling next week. So I'm making sure that I get a good test here at 112.45 for us to make entry. So all in all, look at it. If it breaks this uptrend line, and if it breaks that 112.56, so it will be in good entry point at 112.44. Next one is GBPUSD on a daily time frame. Again, we see that it's been continuously rising above the EMA 17, above the uptrend line, currently sitting at 126.68. As once again, how many pips we made handsome pips on GBPUSD. We made about 157 pips on GBPUSD past week. Other than that, I grabbed about 56 pips when it shot up from here onwards for the past week. So all in all, I made about 213 pips on GBPUSD. So as of now, it's sitting at 126.68. But I am bullish on USD, so I expect it that if it touches, it might go backwards toward 127 and then start falling from there. Let's see on a 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour chart, I see that if it falls at 125.57 below this, and then a good entry point is 125.37. Below that, first target 124.84, second target 124.22. On the reverse side, if it keeps rising, breaks the old resistance 127.50, so 127.65 will be the good entry point towards 128.09. It'll be the first target, 128.83 our second target. All in all, please make sure you're open on both hands. And another point, make sure that it breaks this uptrend line and it breaks this old resistance and support value of 125.57, makes a good test here, then it certainly will drop further from here, giving us both targets. Next one is USDCAD. For USDCAD, we met both targets last week, grabbing 77 pips. Other than that, it was a good fall in USD. I grabbed about 65 pips. So I made about 142 pips on this one last week. So let's see, as of now it's in a downtrend sitting at 134.21, and below the downtrend line, below the EMA. But on 4-hour chart, how I have put it, as USD is expected to rise, if it breaks this old support of 134.82, and then makes a good test here, make sure it's been a good consolidation here. So make sure that it makes a test. It will certainly come back, makes a test at 135, then 135.07 will be the good entry point for us, keeping it first target 135.55, second target 136.19. On the reverse side, if it keeps falling here, then 133.75 will be the good entry. Makes it breaks the old support of 133.75, then 133.64 will be the good entry point. 133.32 first target, and second target 132.75. It might come back to 133.75, starts going back, expected to break 134.85 level, start consolidation here, breaks this, makes a test at 135.07, then it'll start going upward. That will be the good entry point for us at 135.07. So that's for USDCAD. For USD Japanese yen, it's been continuously rising. USD Japanese yen, fantastic run. We met both targets last week. We made 55 pips on this, plus in addition on the bullish run I made another 42 pips here, total making 97 pips. On a daily time frame, it's presently sitting at 109.59 above the EMA. As I said, it's above the uptrend line, and I expect it to rise from here. It might take a fall up to 109.25 and then start rising from here further. So on a 4-hour chart, if it crosses this old resistance of 110.03, makes a good test here. Always remember, USD Japanese yen is famous for long wicks, famous for good consolidation and then quick run up. So that's why always make sure that you find a successful test before you make an entry. So here at 110.03, make sure that you get a good test here, and then take an entry at 110.03, and first target at 110.28 and second target at 110.65. On the reverse side, if it drops below 109.30, then 109.22 will be the good entry point for us, and 109.04 will be the first target, and 108.76 will be our second target. That's for USD Japanese yen. Kiwi USD, it's been fantastic run. Kiwi and Aussie, my favorite pairs here for the past week. Kiwi USD, again all week it was a good run up, all bullish run from a Kiwi against the USD. As of now, currently sitting at 65.07 for the past week. Previous week we made about 105 pips on Kiwi USD. Other than that, on a bullish run I grabbed another 78 pips. Overall making about 183 pips on this. All in all, fantastic run on Kiwi USD. As of now, it's above EMA, it's above the uptrend line. I expect it to fall, for I'm going bullish on USD dollar next week. Again, I'm open both ways. So if it falls below 64.79, then makes a good test here at 64.63. that will be the good entry point for us. 64.63, keeping first target at 64.30 and second target at 63.88. On the reverse side, if it keeps rising, breaks the old resistance, then 65.56 will be our first the entry point, and first target 65.85, second target 66.22. So Kiwi USD, always good pips to make. Same on Aussie USD, had a good big run on this one. RBA favoring the decisions. We made good pips on Aussie USD. Aussie USD met again both the targets, 55 pips over than that. It rallied bullish all the way to 70.70. So we made good pips. I made about 120 pips on this, making 175 pips on total on Aussie USD pair. As of now, sitting above the EMA, as of now trending above, sitting above the trend line on a daily time frame. On a 4-hour chart, I see that USD could be rising. It should fall from here. So if it goes, it'll certainly go up to 0.7 and then once again and then start dropping from there. So once it crosses this trend line, there will be a new trend line after that. So once it crosses that trend line downwards and it crosses 69.29 for the fall below and makes a test at 69.13, it'll be good entry point for us. 69.13 going all the way, first target 68.62, second target 67.95. On the reverse side, if it keeps rising, breaks the old support and this current resistance, so 70.35 will be the good entry point. First target 70.75 and next target 71.41. USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc, we met a loss initially in the week, previous week. We met a loss of 39 pips, and later on we grabbed the during the fall on after June 2nd, we grabbed about 48 pips. All in all, just 9 pips from here past week, not bad. But expecting this to make more pips on this in this week. As of now, it's above the downtrend line, traveling towards the next trend line, and it's though it's below the EMA 17 on a daily time frame, it's sitting at 96.23. On a 4-hour chart, if it breaks this resistance of 96.50 and makes a good test at 96.57, that will be the good entry point. 96.57 will be the entry point. 96.79 first target. 97.11 will be the second target, right below the 97.20, the old resistance. You see here this resistance right below the resistance, this target right below this resistance. That's how I'm keeping and starting entry right if it breaks the old resistance of 96.50. that will be the good entry point. On the reverse side, if it falls and breaks this old support of 96, then and make that will be good entry point. 95.94 first target. 95.83 you can still keep it closer to this support, and 95.57 will be the second target, right above the 95.50. So this way we keep open at both sides, but I'm still expecting it to be bullish on USD Swiss franc. It doesn't travel much on USD Swiss franc. Only point is that it's usually volatile and another most traded currency right after Euro USD. So you can still make good pips all the way all the week from USD Swiss franc. Next one, the sweet oil was sweet all the way through. The WTI crude oil on this, we made pretty good pips past week. We made about 131 pips. It was a late entry for us for the past week, and so it started rising from there, and then we made about 153 pips over the top. So what I marked for you, we made 131 pips, and in addition on the rise I made about 153 pips. So total 284 pips on WTI crude oil. So this was a fantastic week, as I said that. So let's take it simple. So when economies open, so there's more when economies open, there's more demand that will pick up. So as more demand will pick up, China and other big economies, they'll be needing more oil. So that's what I was expecting it all the way through. So that's what we did in the past 2-3 weeks, right? So now it's at the touch point of an old resistance. So it might fall from here and then it's again expected to rise. That's what my take. Against all the analysts, that will fall from a 25 value, we still went up. Again they said it'll fall from 30 value, still went up. Again they are saying it'll certainly fall from this price point. My take is that economies are opening up and more oil is needed. So I'm still bullish on the oil. So on a daily time frame, it's currently sitting at 34.58 and it's above the uptrend line. It's above EMA 17. So on a 4-hour chart, I see that, as I said, it'll fall back to 33. That will be the good entry point, 33.36. Make sure it makes good test here. First target 34.67 and right below the past resistance, and then next resistance is 36.07. I expect it to see going bullish from here. If it starts falling below that, that's after this level 31, after this level 143 will be the good entry point here. Make sure it makes a good test here. Then first target 30.25 on the reverse side, 29.12 as a second target on the reverse side. I still see it being bullish. If not too bullish, then it could hover close to this, but it will come back, makes a good test here. That will be the good entry point. If it starts going upwards from here, make a good test here, then you can enter still at 34.85 value, close to that. So all in all, I still expect the oil to go bullish from here further. On a gold USD, we see that gold was other than USD Swiss franc, gold USD pair was the only pair that those got affected by NFP. There was nothing much in NFP this week on Friday, but gold had a good run. It had a good run overall. So gold fell from quite a big value, from 17 all the way to 1680, and then as presently it's sitting at 1685. So we made around 1260 previous fall. We lost about 1260 pips, but on the next one, when we made an entry close to this for the previous week, we grabbed another 2094 pips on this. All in all, 834 pips profit for what was marked for you guys. So that's good, very good gain on gold USD. As of now, currently sitting below the downtrend line and it's below the EMA 17, currently sitting at 1685.27. I still am bullish on gold, even though USD will be rising. I expect gold to rise as well. So I'll be going bullish on this on a 4-hour chart. If it crosses 17, and that will be the good entry point, 1710. First target 1718, second target 1728. So that will be a very big gain. On the reverse side, as of now, I'd say 1685, it's there. So if it drops below 1670, that's a good entry point. And first target 1662, second target 1646. As of now, 1685, I expect it to rise from here close to 17, fall back and keep climbing, and then there will be another trend line here. If it breaks that trend line, if it breaks this major trend line, then only please make an entry at 1710 going towards the north. So as of now, I expect that it might fall from here and then it'll start slowly rising towards 1728 value. I wish you guys all the best and good luck in trading for the next week.